After a terrible last season and some unspeakable controversy, Manchester United are back in the Premier League top four after consistent performances under their new manager, Erik Ten Hag. Ten Hag, who served as Pep Guardiola's assistant at Bayern Munich and as the head coach of Ajax, is currently demonstrating his abilities in the most competitive league in the world. Considering the club is in the rebuilding period, Ten Hag has set a record by reaching 20 wins for the team in the fewest number of games. How has Erik Ten Hag changed Manchester United, got them back on track, and come out victorious over some of the world's top coaches? Stay tuned to learn more about the genius of Erik Ten Hag and how he transformed Manchester United. To understand Erik Ten Hag's true potential and what he can accomplish with a strong Manchester United team, let's look at his accomplishments with his previous club, Ajax. After leaving Ajax to 5 trophies in the previous 4 seasons and playing an appealing brand of football, the Dutchman has emerged as one of the more notable managerial figures in European football. With his current effort to change the Red Devils for the better, his growth in status appears justified. Since taking over Ajax, he has developed young players like Anthony, Sebastian Haller and Frenkie de Jong into more experienced and superior athletes. He gained notoriety in 2019 after his amazing UEFA Champions League run with Ajax. Ten Hag was a centre-back for FC Twente, De Graafschap, RKC Waalwijk and FC Utrecht between 1989 and 2002. He completed his whole playing career in the Netherlands and retired at the age of 32. He began his managerial career in 2012 with Go Ahead Eagles and has since held positions with Bayern Munich 2, Utrecht, Ajax and his current club Manchester United. Man United is by far the biggest club in his career, and Ten Hag is doing an outstanding job for them. Unlike more recent United managers, Ten Hag is not a manager who has passed his prime and mostly employs tactics from 10 or even 20 years ago. His coaching is state-of-the-art. He has a clear vision for football, unlike Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and the skills to put it into practice. When discussing it with friends from other clubs and foreign players, many members of the United squad mention how this feels like the first modern coaching they've received in a long time. In 2022, Erik Ten Hag assumed control of Manchester United. He requested a large transfer window from the club because the team was going through bad times and the club the high press or counter press as well as his penetrating runs into the defence. Although Anthony Martial is more frequently used to link with the midfield than Marcus Rashford, he has also played through the middle. Bruno Fernandes has benefited the most from the timing of his movement towards the ball, using the space that was created to make deep forward runs past the opposition. Rashford increases United's danger of counter-attacking when he is employed, since his quickness and direct runs eliminate the need for backward passes or sets to create moves. He may take advantage of a high line and then connect with runners from the weak side. He interchanges positions across the front line rather than just remain in his starting position. When up against a more rigid block, this greatly increases the adaptability and unpredictability of Ten Hag's front line. Ten Hag has been keeping an eye on the players' diets, and some have received new strength and conditioning programs. But Ten Hag does have high expectations for his team. His work ethic is praised as amazing, and his days are described as long and hard. He anticipates the same standards from his staff and players. Games have captured this emphasis. Ten Hag is particularly impressed with the team's improved resolve throughout this most recent run. He believes that all the time and effort has instilled the proper mindsets in his team. After all, it would have been unthinkable 3 months ago for United to come back against Manchester City after falling behind. Eras do come to an end. As Ten Hag noted about the recent success of Manchester City and Liverpool, he meant it as he soundly defeated both squads. It's quite difficult to come back against Pep's team, but he managed it. Erik Ten Hag has made several new, wise acquisitions that have been fantastic for the team. Due to his outstanding performance for the team in just his first season, Casemiro has received a lot of attention. The great Casemiro has been performing at the highest level as a holding midfielder, breaking up forward play from opposition and allowing his teammates to get higher up the pitch. During his time with Real Madrid, his play was often overshadowed by players like Ronaldo, Kroos and Modric, but he has been a vital addition for United this season, allowing the world to see what he is capable of. Eriksen and Antony also demonstrated their value and the reasons they were added to the team, but Martinez has excelled for both his club and his nation. United appears to be headed for a Champions League position. Ten Hag wanted to bring in a striker during the January transfer window, but despite persistent efforts, the club was unable to sign Cody Gakpo. United chose Wout Weghorst, his backup option, who can be deadly with his headers and finishes. When the season is over, United will look for a long-term, reliable striker to bolster the squad for the 2023-24 season. Erik Ten Hag had to deal with inquiries from the media as well as issues involving Cristiano Ronaldo and criticism from his supporters for not starting him in games. Ronaldo had opportunities to show himself in the Europa League and the Premier League this season, but he struggled. Erik Ten Hag was enraged when the player fled the stadium after refusing to come on against Tottenham. He had to devise the most effective lineups as a coach. In a show of appreciation for Ronaldo's extraordinary career, Erik Ten Hag did not use him as a sub in a humiliating loss to Manchester City. Ronaldo chose to conduct a disrespectful interview rather than contend for his position, which ultimately resulted in the termination of his contract. Even this controversy had no impact on Erik Ten Hag's leadership, and he kept having success with his team. Manchester United has already benefited from Erik Ten Hag's influence, and the players have received inspiration and confidence. Given their recent success under new management, some new additions in the summer will help United become a title contender. The team looks excellent except for the centre-forward position, and since they are still in the running for 4 cup competitions, is soon capable of doing something amazing.